Identifiers is similar to that. Just a second, the screen has stopped recording. Yeah. So identifiers are basically like naming words. Okay. When I say naming words, it means like you have some name, and suppose there are 100 of student in your class. So how you are going to call your friend? He or she might have a specific name. Okay. So let's say Ram, Sham, anything. So today Shivaratri will name him Shiva. Okay. The name of the boy is Shiva. So you want to call him. What you are going to do, you are going to stand at the gate of the class and you are going to call out Shiva. So whosoever that person is gonna stand up. So similarly, identifiers are the naming words. Like if you want to store anything, if you want to store any data, you give a name to it. I have one person whose name is Shiva, and that person is referring to an identity or a person who is having certain characteristics, certain features, like he plays golf, he plays hockey, and he is in class 10. So these are his personal information, and it is being stored where? It is being stored in his name, Shiva. So when I type Shiva, that means I'll get all the details about him. Similarly, in maths, if I say in maths, I want a rectangle whose length is 9 and breadth is 5. So length is equals to 9 and breadth is equals to 5. Suppose this is what I want, a rectangle. Okay. Let me write it in text block. Yeah. So length of my rectangle is 9 and breadth of my rectangle is 5. And I want to like calculate the area. What is the area? So to calculate area, we all know that area is equals to what? Length into breadth. That is the formula. Okay. So when you are going to calculate, you are going to do what? You are going to replace L with 9 and you are going to replace B with 5. Same thing is being done by the computer itself. So what it is doing is it is replacing L, the identifier. It is identifying what? A value, mathematical value that is equals to 9. So identifiers are the name that you give to store some data. I hope I'm clear what exactly I'm trying to say. So these are the naming words. Identifier refers to some name that you give to somebody or some data to represent it. Okay. So what L is representing here is it is representing a numerical value that is equals to 9. Similarly, B is representing a numerical value, non-decimal numerical value that is equals to 5. So what is going to happen is now the computer will multiply those, and whatever the value is going to come up by the product of that, so that is going to be stored, or that is going to be represented by another word that is called as area, and it will store the value 45 into it. So whatever the names that we have used, area, L, and breadth, these three are what? These three are identifiers. Okay, one more important thing. I did it by mistake, but let me tell you. You see, I have written here L is equals to 9 and B is equals to 5 in small letters, and here I have written capital letters. So when you go to Word document or Microsoft Word, you see case. Case means capital or small letters. Okay. So Python is a sensitive language. Case sensitive language means capital L is not equals to, this is a not symbol, not equals to small l. So whatever value you are going to store to small l is not going to be same as capital L. That is why Python is a case sensitive language. When I say case sensitive means it treats small letters and capital letters in a different way. So there are certain rules that you must take care to write the like these names. Why there are rules? Can anybody comment the name of Elon Musk's son in the comment box? It will be great to see if anybody knows it. What is the name of Elon Musk's son? Any guesses? You're free to Google. Just wanted to know like how many of you know his name. Okay, no worries. It is something like XII, something like that. Okay, that is a name that is not very common. It's just absurd numbers and alphabets he have put into that. So I don't know how to pronounce even that thing. So there are certain rules in the society to name somebody. Similarly, identifiers, you cannot just name anything. There are certain rules in which you can name that thing. Only three rules that you need to not three but just two. First is you can use any alphabet like capital A to capital Z or small a to small z. You can use any case, lowercase or uppercase. You can even use digits, that is 0 to 9. And there is a special symbol. When I say special symbol means there are many, but this is special, you can use only that. This is underscore. Take care, this is not a minus sign. This is an underscore. Underscore means it is below. See, this is, I'll write it, a minus b. This is minus. Okay, when I write underscore, it is going to the bottom side, a underscore b. So there are difference, do not confuse it with minus sign. So only these things you can use. First is small a to capital, sorry, small a to small z, capital A to capital Z, and then numbers you can use 0 to 9, any numbers. And the last is underscore. So these things are allowed. Okay. Next rule, the second rule says that whatever name you are going to keep, it should not start with numbers. I cannot name it like 99 alpha. I cannot name it as 0 area. Okay, this is a wrong thing. You cannot do it. Okay. Syntax, what does syntax basically mean? General writing rule. Syntax refers to general writing rule. In English, what are we taught? Like we have to write between three lines. Okay, the capital letter covers all the three lines, small letter covers bottom two lines. Okay, there are rule while writing English. So similarly, there are rules in writing this particular language. Okay, and that general writing rule is called as syntax. Syntax means how you are going to write anything or any code. There is a specific rule that you have to write this, then after that you can write this, or you cannot write this, you cannot write like this. So these rules are clubbed into one name that is called as syntax. So syntax is basically general writing rule. Again, coming back to identifiers. So identifiers are the names given to some values, and it can be having like small a to capital A, small z to capital Z, any alphabets, lowercase, uppercase, does not matter. You can have numbers 0 to 9. You can have a special symbol that is underscore. That is rule 1. Rule 2 is you cannot start with digit. Okay, you can never start as digit. And one spot, the third one that says is keywords. You cannot like keep identifiers as keywords. So my keyword is while. This is a keyword. I cannot say Python, please, while is equals to 90. Means I'm assigning this value is being stored in a name that is term like referred as while. We cannot do this. This is going to give us an error because while is a keyword. Let's see here. So I have given what 99 some name is equals to 100. So this is basically a wrong way. We cannot do that way. If you click this, run, what you are going to get is this is a wrong. It is showing me where this goes wrong here. It is wrong here. And the syntax error, what kind of error it is? It is a syntax error. Like we are violating the rule, general writing rule of this code. But if I put that number here at last and going to store it, then it is a correct format. Print command is going to do what? It is going to give us the output. Okay, so similarly, break as a keyword, we cannot use it as a identifier, so it is given here an error. Okay, now special symbols, as I said, at the rate, we cannot use at the rate, we can only use underscore, nothing else. So if I write hello at the rate is equals to 10, this is going to give us syntax error. You see, it is going to give us a syntax error. Now let's see this one. I have written what? Hello is equals to 1. So it is having just plain what? Alphabets, small letter alphabets, and it is being assigned 1. So that is correct. Okay. Then we have hello, alphabet and numeric combination. So everything is in small letters and we have numbers. Okay, that is good enough. Then third one is hello underscore 1. So it is not violating because it is having underscore. It is not starting with digit. So this is good enough. So as soon as I run it, I'll be getting this output. Do not worry about all these things. We'll be covering like what codes we have to do it. We'll cover it in next chapters. So don't worry about that. Okay. Then third topic is comments, how to write comments and why is it important. Before going to that, I'll just give you another poll. Try answering this question and see if you have understood the concept of identifiers. Please vote on the voting link. I hope you all have voted that. Is it done?
Yes.
Okay, great. Just a second. Yeah, so I have got few votes and identifiers and naming words. Okay, that is perfect. Okay, the next question is how the identifier should be. Just vote it. Like you have to see what is the correct way to write an identifier. Take care what three rules I have said. You just see what is correct form of writing that identifier. First one is alpha 9 underscore, then we have second one as underscore alpha 9, then third one is 9 alpha minus sign, and fourth one is alpha a 9 minus sign. Okay, so here we have some interesting result, like there are few wrong answers. Let me go back what exactly wrong has happened. First thing is do not confuse with minus and underscore sign, right? Where I have done that. Okay, here let me add here. This is a underscore b. This is allowed, but a minus b is not allowed. Okay, or a b minus, this is not allowed. Okay, if I have written something like 9a, this is not allowed. If I have written 9 capital A, this is not allowed, because we have to just take care like two things. You cannot use start with the digit, and you cannot use any other what special symbols except underscore. So some have given last as a correct answer, but that is not one the correct one. The first answer is correct one. In first one we have combination of capital and small. We also have a numeric number, and we also have a special symbol, that is underscore, and that is also at the last. Okay, let me say this one underscore 9a, is it correct? Yes, this is correct, because we are not starting it with digit, we are starting it with underscore sign, and underscore sign is allowed. Okay, so this is correct. Please take care of that. Okay. Okay, don't worry. Just I'm giving you another poll. You see if you can answer this one. Whenever you write a wrong identifier, what kind of error is it going to give you? Yes, that is going to give you a syntax error. Syntax error is basically a writing rule error. Okay, there is a certain rules that you have to write something in a specific fashion or in a specific way, and if you violate that one, you will be getting syntax error. That's good. So we'll be going with the next part as a comments. Okay, why do we need comment? Suppose there are two people, like let me consider my name as first user, and one of you. Okay, who should I pick? Okay, Dilip. So Dilip is second person and Bridge is first person. Okay. So Dilip was working with a company and he has written a very long code, like it is having 2000 to 10,000 line, not 2000, like say 10,000 lines of code. And he resigns and he goes away and I join after him. And my boss asked me, please go to the code and change this things. Okay. I just open the code and there are just simple codes and nothing else. He has not mentioned what specifically means this particular line mean. Okay, so he had just written n number of line and no comments, so I do not know exactly what he is trying to say. Suppose, let me give you an example here. Let me write a code here. Okay, I'll go to code. You will understand the importance of this. Okay, can anybody say what exactly I'm doing here? What
Just
exactly I'm
adding
doing?
the a plus b plus x plus z
Yes,
plus x
exactly. That's
addition.
I'm adding, just
Yeah.
performing a simple addition here. Okay, just a second. I'm trying to perform a simple addition here, but am I doing the same? Like I'm performing just a simple addition here? Is it what I'm doing as a coder? No. If somebody asks me if I'm doing just a simple addition, I'll say no. I'm not just doing a simple addition, but I'm doing something else. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm trying to find the perimeter of a figure that is having four sides named A, B, X, Z. Okay, these are the four sides of that figure, and I'm trying to find the perimeter. And perimeter is what? Sum of all the sides, all the boundaries. Okay, sum of all the boundaries is called as perimeter. But if I do not tell this to you, I don't think you are going to know whether this is just a plain addition or I'm just trying to find the perimeter. Okay, so here two things have gone wrong. First is I have not made some good identifiers. I have not followed the steps of making good identifier. When I say good identifier, I should have written here, instead of A, I should have written here side 1 is equals to 99. By that way, if I write something like this, side 1, side 2 is equals to 8, what are you going to understand now? Now you are going to understand that there is some figure with different sides, side 1, side 2, similarly side 3 and side 4, and it is having some values. And at here fifth line, I'm going to find the perimeter, which is going to be stored in a name called as P, and in this next line I'm trying to print it. Okay, is it much more much more information is being added to this apart from just single code, right? So in the first scenario, when uh, sorry, I missed the name. Yeah, when the leaf was there and he wrote the first way, right, without any comment. Was that a good way of writing code, or with comment? If like I'm writing the codes with comment, is that a good way?
with
Which
comments,
exactly? That
because
is the
people who are using on your behalf or they can understand what's the basis of comments.
exactly, that is the way, because you are not going to stick with that code or into that company forever. Even the Google has thrown away people with 25 years of service. Okay, so nobody knows if you go out or stay. So always make a habit of writing comments here. Okay, comment is written with hash symbol, and the correct naming system is to be followed. Like if I'm writing side, it is the length of a side, it's better to write side 1 instead of a is equals to 99. If you write side 1 is equals to 99, whosoever person is going to come up, even without the comment, he will understand that this is some value. 99 is a some value that is being stored to one identifier or one such naming word, which is having a name called as side 1, and this is referring to some figure with sides, different sides. Okay, so that is the importance of comment. So comment could be multi-line or single line. If you are writing in a single line, just add hash and you can write the comment here. I'm adding assigning this value. Assigning, when I say word assign, assign means to provide some value to some other variables. Where when I say variable, it is like identifiers. Okay. Now here ABD is a variable. Variable means anything that can have different values. In this code, we have ABD is equals to 10. Suppose somebody else is writing a code, he might write ABD is equals to 9. So ABD is not having a fixed value, it is changing, okay, as per the requirement. So it is a variable. But whereas we go to numeric 10, be it in India or be it in Sri Lanka or Bangladesh or any country, when I ask give me 10 candies, they are going to give exactly same number of candies all over the world. Okay, so it is not changing as the place is changing, so that is why it is a constant. Okay, so if you write anything like hash, it is going to be a comment. Okay, just start any line with hash, it will be a comment. So what is computer going to do, or Python is going to do, it is going to just ignore that line and it is not going to read or calculate it. Suppose I have written in code section, I have written a is equals to 9, b is equals to 8. Just a second. B is equals to 8, and if I write print a plus b, what it is going to give me? It is going to give me some value, right? It is going to give me 17. So if I comment it, I have made it as a comment. So will I get 17 still? Will I be getting 17? No, that is not going to happen, because computer or the Python is going to ignore every line that is commented. Okay, in the next comment box, if I write a is a and press enter, I'm going to get a value here. See, I'm getting the value 9. That computer knows that a is equals to 9. But in this case, in above code block, it is not going to add a plus b, because it is a commented line. So it is going to ignore, even if it is having some value, it is going to be ignored like it never existed into that code block. So that is the power of comment. So it is to make your code more readable format. Okay, so if I want to write multiple uh, like comments, so I'll write this comment 1, next line I can write this again comment 2. So what n number of lines I can always write comment. Okay, but suppose if I have to write a big paragraph, I'm not going to put hash symbol every now and then before the start of the line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put three quotes. Okay, and I'll write line 1, enter, line 2, take care of this color. Okay, it is showing me in red color because I have not closed the above three quotes. Line 3, now as soon as I close the three codes, whatever thing I write, you see the color, it is going to be written like it is being written in black color. It is not same as red color. So whatever I have written in triple quotes, it is multi-line comments. It is like a paragraph you can write. Okay, so coming back to the next part where these things are used, these are used somewheres like I have made a function. Okay, what is a function? Let's understand those things first. Okay, if I ask, I give you a car. So what is the function of that car? Can anybody say what is the function of a car? Anybody? What is the function of a car? You can
To run on the road.
exactly, to run on the road and take you from one place to another place. Okay,
जी, हमारे गंतव्य स्थान तक पहुँचा दे वो।
exactly. अब मैं अगर ये पूछूं, if I ask like what is the feature of the car? What is the feature of the car? When I ask
Which turn chemical energy to mechanical energy.
okay, yeah, that is correct. What more?
Like how
color,
many cc's,
color,
Color. Vishnu, sorry, I was not able to hear you. Please repeat.
like how many cc
Yeah,
engine.
exactly. CC of the engine is a feature, is a property. Ashwarya has also said color. It's really good. Okay, so you people are understanding what exactly I'm trying to say. So the function of the car is to run, to take you from one position to another position, and the properties or the features of it are, it is having certain color, red or black or anything. It is having certain CC of engine, and it is having a open it is having some hatchback, or it is having a red color tail light. So these are features, and when I ask as a function, it is going to move. Okay, there are two different things. So now, what is a car? Car is a real world object or entity. When I say entity, it is a thing. कोई भी चीज जो असली में एग्जिस्ट करती है, anything that is existing in reality is basically called as object in terms of a computer language. Anything that is existing in a reality is object. So when you look around, आप अपने अगल बगल देखते हो, you see multiple objects. You see your laptop, you see a glass, you see some person, you see a door, clothes. So these everything are objects. Okay, and it has got two things. One is some characteristics and some features, or in other way, it performs some function, and it has some physical properties. If I take an example of your laptop, so its physical property is it is black in color, what company it is. Okay, and it has some beautiful keyboards, it has keys. So these are features. And if I ask what does it perform, what are the function of laptop, it is for typing or watching movies or anything, whatever it does, it is referred to as function. Okay, coming back to original topic. So any real thing that is available anywhere in this world is called as object, and Python is based on a concept called as object oriented programming language. So it gives more importance to objects. So let's take an example of a class. Suppose you were in class 9th or 10th some time back. So there are n number, like take five people are there and one teacher. So you have six human objects. Okay, now when you combine objects, similar objects, when I say similar, I mean to say it is being combined on the basis of some feature, common feature. What is common feature? Everybody is studying in class 9th, that is a common feature. Everybody is a student, that is second common feature. Everybody is studying computer, that is a third common feature. So when you combine different objects on the basis of some common feature, that is called as, that group is called as a class. Okay, so whenever somebody is asking you what is an object, tell it is a real world entity. Entity means anything that is hard, like tangible thing, or even non-tangible will also work. When I say tangible and non-tangible, it means जिसको आप छू सकते हैं, देख सकते हैं, वो tangible है, जिसको नहीं छू देख सकते हैं, वो non-tangible है. So दोनों चीज ऑब्जेक्ट हो सकता है. So if you have take the example of class. If you have certain number of things there, so those things are object is a real world entity, and a class is a group of objects. Okay, so every object has some feature characteristics and features, and it performs some functions. Okay, similarly we have functions in Python as well, and we write functions to make our code easier. When I say easier, suppose I have a number 123. Let me write a code here. Just let me select this. Okay, I have number 123. I have another number 345. Okay, so I want to add it. I want to add it. To add this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this to one person whose name is sum. Okay, I'm going to give this to some person whose name is an object whose name is sum, and I'm going to ask please add these two numbers. So what it is going to do is it is going to add those two numbers. Okay, similarly there is another person who is having a name called as a square root. If I give this number to them, what are they going to do is they're going to do the square root of that number. Okay, so because that is the task is that task is being assigned to that object. Okay, do this, do that. Okay, we are not going to do everything single-handedly. Okay, I'm not going to, if I am a coder, I'm not going to do calculation like 1 2 3 plus 3 4 5. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give this number to somebody who is expert into that. Okay, if there is already an expert, no need to invest your energy into that. पैसा फेंको तमाशा देखो. Simple, same चीज है function. Same way, functions are already into the system, that is already into the Python, that you can directly use it. If it is not there, you have to make some function which will, and you will tell Python, if I give this command, it is going to perform this app, like action items. If I say run, what are you going to do is you are going to put the key into the car, you are going to turn it clockwise, the engine will start, and then you have to move accelerator, then you have to handle the steering, and the car you have to take from position A to B. So that is a function. And what was the name of the function? Go. Whenever I give a command go, whenever I call that function go, the driver has to do these things. He has to start the car, he has to take the passenger from A to position B. So that is how the function works. Okay, do not worry how to write function, and all those things will be covered at later stage. Okay, so we have a function that is named as square. Okay, and always remember anything that is having this bracket, right? You see this bracket is getting highlighted. Whenever you have anything written like that, something like this, let me write again some name here. Okay, and then this kind of brackets. So this is a function. What it is? It is a function. Simple representation of a function, some name, and then two brackets. To make a function, we give a command def. Def is short form of definition. So this is definition of a function that is named as square. And what it is going to do is it is going to ask you or me, who is going to ask the function, to give him or her a number. And what it is going to give is it is going to give the square of that number. Return, it is going to return what? Sum of that, product of that number. So what is the square of 5? It is 5 into 5. So I'm giving this num is having some value that you will give it to this num, and it is going to give that value to a function called as square. And what square is going to return is it is going to return the product of the same number twice. So it is num into num. So it is going to get returned. So you see here, the whole purpose was to make you understand this code one. Okay, you have written triple quote. So what it is going to do is it is going to stay here like this, and it is not going to be read. So if I click, see outside of this, I'm printing, I'm writing the name of the function, and I'm giving 20. So this 20 will go to num. This 20, this value is going to get stored where? It is going to stored in this num. And now this num, whenever you use this num, it is going to be used here. Okay, so I run this and I'm going to get what? A value as 400. So if I give it here some other value, let me give it 22. So I'm getting here 484. Let's give it 25 625. Okay, so this is square of. Why is it not giving me this? First thing, this is a comment, so it is not reading this particular block. Okay, this is not reading this. But then why do we write it? First thing is, we have written it for simplicity of the code to understand. Now, like a user, if there are 10,000 lines of code, I'm not going to scroll up and down to just read what this function is made for. Like if I want to understand as a user कि मेरे बॉस ने मेरे को बोला, like my boss has said, there is a function that is called as square. You can use it to find the square of any number. Okay, you can use that to find the square of any number. So go find the square of some number. So I do not know exactly what square is doing. So to tell about this function, exactly what this function, why I have made this function, I have written certain comments inside that function. And that comment is basically called as docstring. Docstring is basically what? It is a string, or string is basically collection of some words, okay, group of words, okay, understand in that way. So I'm printing the doc string. How to do that? This is function name. If I want to find the doc string of function, so function name dot means go inside square. Dot is basically telling the computer to go deeper inside to that block. Go into the function named square and find the doc string of that. Underscore double underscore doc double underscore. That is the way you print the doc string. See, it is giving me this. Whatever thing is written here, it is going to give us this. See, if I write 1 here, it is giving me 1 here at the end. Where is it? Okay, I didn't run this, sorry. Yeah, you see, I'm getting 1 here. So you are not going to write like everything about that, and you're not going to scroll it. So how to see that? Just shift tab, sorry, square. It's not working. Okay, there might be some communication error in this. It's not working. Otherwise, you can always see the doc string of any function. Just hover over that and press shift tab, and it will show you what is the doc string. You need not to write this command, but it's always good to write this. Okay, and before going to next, let me give you another quiz, and let's see. So try answering this last sorry, not last, this query is, yeah, try answering this. So question is not a correct comment syntax, please, which is not a correct format. Okay, it is a reverse question, not a straightforward. It's a reverse, not a correct statement. Good, I think you see. Okay, so here we have two correct answers. uh, First is third one, and then last fourth one, both are correct. So I forgot to give multiple choice here. So third one is incorrect because it's having single quotes, but actually it should have been double quotes. I have written here single quote, it should be double quotes. Sorry for that. Yeah. Okay, so now we have two more questions. Okay, okay, I'll cover this very fast. Sorry, it's getting late, but I'm just trying to give you the basics clear enough so that you do not mess up with in the later stages. Then fourth one, we have indentation. What is indentation is like whenever you are going to write a program, you are going to indent it. Indent means give some gap at the starting. You see, variable this one is written very close to start point, and this second one is written with some gap. What we have is one, two gaps, and then gap means spaces, and then variable. In Python, what you are going to do is you have to indent or put some spaces to make a block of code. Let me show you. See, variable 1 is equals to 10, variable 2 is equals to 20. I cannot write it this way. Whenever I give an indentation here in second line, if I have given an indentation here, it means variable 2 is equals to 20 is a part that comes under variable 1. It's like a hierarchy level. Okay, so I cannot give it that way. So here you see variable 1 is equals to 10 and 2 is equals to 20. Okay, this is correct format. Going back to def function, where defining a function square, you see whatever thing is written under square, whatever thing is going to come inside square, what a square is going to do is indented here. It is starting after some gap here. Okay, if I write here without indentation, what it is going to give us an error. You see it is underlining with the red. It will give us what? Indentation error. You see, outside the function means what is happening, it is coming outside of the square, but what do we want? We want it inside the function, that it stays in the function. Now if I run it, now it is going to give us the result. Okay, so indentation is very important when you are going to write any code. We'll come back to it when we are going to do it. See here, this print I is inside this first line. Okay, this is first line is a for loop. I will come understand it in great depth. Don't worry about it right now. Just understand I'm writing a command that is for I in range 1 to 4. So range function is, see, you have two brackets, that means it is a function and the name of the function is range. So what it is going to give is find the range of numbers from 1 to 4. Okay, so it will exclude the outer part, that is it will give you 1 2 3 but not the 4. When I write range, it is going to exclude the last minus 1. Okay, sorry. For is a command that is going to help you to loop anything. When I say loop, uh, it basically means to repeat anything. So if I want to print my name multiple times, okay, let me write another code. I'm just printing my name here, bridge. Okay, so let's print it. It's going to give me one output. Now if I want to print it two times, it's easy. I can just write bridge here and I just run it and I get bridge and bridge. What if I want to print it 1000 times? Will I be writing it every single time here? No, that will be a pretty big task, and that is also not a correct format to write. So what we have done is we have come up with a command that is called as for, and if I want it to be printed 10 times, like I said, it is going to print how many times? N minus 1. So I want 10 times, so from 1 to 11. So 11 is basically n minus 1, so it will print 10 times. Second thing is, this is a function, so I have sorry, this is a syntax of writing for. Now I want this print in statement inside this for block, so I'll indent it. One space, two space, does not matter. If you are giving one space, whatever thing you write in the next line should have one space. Okay, if you are writing two space, then you write what? Two space in all around. I cannot give here, suppose, see, I cannot give here two space, it is going to be a wrong. See, print is getting a red underline. Like everything which is going to come under this for, it is going to fall into this indentation. So whatever comes under this for is going to be repeated 10 times. Okay, not, let's not keep it 10, let's keep it 5 times, because I'm just going to give you the output. So it is going to come here. I will get first value from range, that is 1, and it is going to print one time bridge and the value of I. Then it goes back to this for loop. Okay, now I is changed. I is changed to the next value. In range, after 1 comes 2. This is going to print second time and this answer. You see, it is going me to print bridge 1, then it is going back again to for statement, then again I value has changed to 2. Now it is going to print bridge, then 2, then now again it goes back to for loop, then 3, 4, 5, like that. So that is how we do it. Okay.
So, so
Yeah.
Nandan, so we are using this for to have the same code multiple times, right?
Exactly, yeah, to repeat anything again and again we are writing
So,
for.
what's the use of this gap? I understand like the purpose is like we use the gap and follow same format,
Mhm.
and this is used to have like if using the multiple thing, you'll use like X number of times. So, why we using gaps here?
Okay, gap is basically going to tell
How
the
many times, right?
Python language that whatever like number of lines following this number of gaps are
Okay,
one single block of code. They are not
okay.
separate. These are one thing. Okay.
So both are like line two and line three are one.
Yeah. So suppose
Okay,
if I have removed your now your answer will be here. So what do you think this will print?
okay. The only the first one, the second line.
Yeah, it will repeat my name 5 times and then it will go to the next line and print the
Hmm.
value of I. The last value of I will be 5. You see, if I hover over it, you can see the value here. Now let me also print it. You see, I'm glad you asked this question, because see what it is going to do is it is going to keep the only first print statement into the for block, because it is indented, it is having a gap and it is under the for. And the second print statement, whereas it is outside the for block, or not outside but it is equivalent to for block, so it means it is a separate block, it is not same as the first bridge print one. Okay, so it is giving me the final value of I suppose
Okay.
you understood what
Yes,
exactly.
yes. No, I'm clear.
Yeah, okay, that's good. So
I have one more question,
yeah,
Nandan, regarding comments. So we can use hash or like a double comma, right?
triple quote.
A triple, a triple, a triple quote, right?
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
better to write hash if you have a single line of comments. Suppose like, okay, one more thing, like if I have not written any
Mhm.
indentation here, you see variable 1 is equals to 10, semicolon is basically means that this line ends here. When I write semicolon in any coding language, most, not any, I'll not code in that general way, but most of the languages, whenever we write a semicolon, that means that particular line ends here. Okay, so variable 1 is equals to 10 semicolon, the next line starts as variable 2 is equals to 20. Okay, it is good enough. Code is, there is nothing wrong into that. Now suppose if I have 20 and 30 variables, I'll be writing it in single line. Will that be a good way to write? I don't think, no, because at point of time you will be frustrated and you will not be able to find where exactly things are written here. Okay, so if I run it, you see things are good, no changes, no wrong, nothing wrong, but it is not looking good. So what we are going to do is we are going to write in different lines, and that is one good way to practice, because that makes your code more readable. When I say readable, I mean beautification of the code. It does not affect your output, but that is required to keep your code neat and clean. Like you get extra mark when you write in good handwriting, and if you get poor number, or teacher does get frustrated and deducts your mark just because of poor handwriting. So this format of writing indentation helps you in the readable, like your makes your code more beautiful, more readable. Okay, you see here the for one I have written in a single line, and here you see I have given a space. Indentation is being followed here as well, but what's problem here, it is written in a single line, so that does not look good. So I'll do one thing, I'll just enter it here. Now it looks much better. Now anybody can say, okay, this print I is coming under the for block. Okay, so does this look good, or the first one in which I started in all things in one single line, was that a good fashion?
This one.
Yeah, great. So you see your screen, there is another poll, and you try to answer, and I hope everybody is correct with that one. Just a second, let me refresh my screen. Yeah, you see this one. It's a bit delayed question, but it's good. What does function name underscore, what does this give? Print function name dot underscore underscore doc underscore underscore. What does this give? I'll give you a hint. It was covered in the comment section. Something, it is written inside the uh, like function, inside a function to understand something like dog string, if you remember. Okay, now if you remember it, just try to answer in that way. Let me scroll up. Here it is. So now you try answering it. What I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to do with this underscore underscore doc underscore underscore, it is going to give us a doc string. Okay, I have given that answer, no issues. I'll go to the next question. Answer this one, and I hope nobody is wrong with this one. Indentation is a in Python is used for what? Beautification of code, level of code block. What does it say for? Like beautification level, or it does not matter? Yes.
Level, right?
Yes, primary answer is level, but as a result of that, it gives us beautification, but that
Notification,
is a
yeah.
secondary
Second.
benefit. It's not the primary benefit. Okay, so when we have such a close answers, it's definitely going to be answer like B, level of code blocks. Okay, okay, where is it? Yeah, I hope that is clear. Now coming to the last part of today, that is statements. So here is number is equals to 10. I run it. That is good, no error. But if I want to add multiple numbers like 10, 20, 30, 40, I can write everything in a single line, and there will be a time when the line capacity ends and you have to wrap up the text into the next line. Okay, like there is no space and you have to go to the second line. So in that case you can give this slash symbol, and that means whenever computer reads, so it is going to tell there is a word that is referred as number, and in that word or in that identifier, what we are going to do is we are going to perform some kind of addition. An addition of what? Few numbers, few integers. So first number is 10, second is 20, plus we have a slash sign. That means it does not end here, there are few more numbers, please go to the next line to find what other numbers are. So computer will come to the next line, and it is 30, then 40 plus slash. Again it is going to tell the compiler or the translator or the interpreter, okay, go to the next line, because it does not ends here. So it comes back to the next line here. What do we have here? 50. So after that there is no slash here, so that means this is the last. So it is going to sum up to this 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 40 plus 50, and then it is going to print command, and it is going to print the number. Okay, so it is going to print the number. So what has we learn, like what does this has sorry, slash sign do, it tells the compiler that there are more things written into this line. It has not yet ended here. Okay. Other way is to use brackets. Brackets means the computer knows whenever the bracket is getting opened, there will be a closing bracket to it. If you do not give the closing bracket, it is a syntax error because you have not written it in a correct format. Let me show you. It will give me what? Syntax error. There are different types of error. We'll be covering each error in a use case scenario, not a separate topic. Okay, so as soon as I click uh, this closing bracket, you see the opening bracket, respective opening bracket is getting highlighted. So if I write here 2 multiplied by this, you see, if I click this, which bracket is getting highlighted? This one. That means this is closed, and this is having a red bar under it. That means it is not yet closed and it is having error. You close it and you see it goes away. Now if I sum it, I'm getting what? 300, 150 from the inner bracket, it is getting calculated, and then it is going to this number. Okay, let me write one more thing. Just answer this, what it is going to be. Okay. 10 divided by, not 10 but 11 divided by 2. If I write print n, what will be the output? Any guess? What is going to be the output of this? Output means the result. What will be the value of n? Don't worry, if it is wrong, don't worry. Nobody knows everything. It is eventually by practice and learning, you will come up like what exactly the answer is. Just try to answer it. What could be the possible answer for that?
5.5.
Good enough. Let's see what computer is going to give us. Is going to give us 5.5. Okay. Now let me write here int. It is a type, data type. This is called as data type. Like what type of data we are referring. Not here. Sorry. Here. Now int means is a shortcut of integer. So what I'm trying to do is whatever the value is getting calculated, convert it to integer format. And this is going to give us 5. Okay. Now suppose if I write here percent 11% 2, what it is going to give us? Any guess? Will it give a percentage value?
No.
Okay, then what it will give?
Remainder.
Perfect. That is what I wanted to listen. See, this particular symbol, percentage sign, does not means percentage. Here in computer, we call it as modulus. Modulus basically means it is a percentage symbol here, and that is going to give us a remainder. If you want the quotient part, you have to type this symbol. This is going to give us quotient. So 11 slash 2 means 11 is getting divided by 2 and we are getting it 5 times. Okay, so the answer was 5. When I type percentage sign, it is going to give us a remainder. I think that is all for today, and I hope you people enjoyed it. And let's connect tomorrow for any query or any things you have. If anybody has any doubt, I will open the WhatsApp group now for any doubt sessions, and I'll post the recordings on the YouTube channel. That is, mine. You can always refer back. Just do not rely on your recordings. Please stay in the class because it is a live session. You can understand in a greater depth by asking your doubts live. Okay. So I'll
जी
stop the
सर, आप रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर शेयर कर दीजिएगा बस,
हाँ वो मैं
थोड़ा
कर
हेल्प
दूंगा।
मिल जाएगी। जी
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल
सर।
वो मैं कर दूंगा।